All right, everyone, it is 8 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us this evening, and welcome to all of our chapter advisors and student leaders. The purpose of this meeting this evening is to provide a little bit of overview of the fraternity. Hopefully along the way, I will answer some of the frequently asked questions that I receive and share with you some exciting initiatives that the board of directors has planned for this upcoming academic year. Couple of things before we get started. One, I just want everyone to know that this is being recorded so I can share it with chapter advisors and student leaders who are not able to be here this evening. Secondly, please keep yourself muted, but if you have any questions, please hold them till the end. I'll stay on and answer any questions that you may have. Before I dive into the presentation, I'd like to acknowledge the Phi Epsilon Kappa board members who are on the call. We have Dr. Ann Hickey, who is currently our president. We have member at large, Mr. Eric Sandler. Let's see, yes, hello. We have member at large, Dr. Pam Verhulst. And then I am going to be introducing three new members of the board. I think at least two of them are here this evening. We have Dr. Joan Grossman. And we have Dr. Gwendolyn Dawkins. So thank you all. There's Dr. Burt just joined, our president-elect. Thank you very much. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. So I have a brief PowerPoint presentation with some of the information I want to share. And as I said, we'll have time at the end for some Q&A. All right. So I thought I'd start off with the presentation just as a quick reminder of our objectives of our fraternity, some of our mission statements, if you will. These have remained consistent throughout our founding in 1913 to today. These are relatively consistent, as I said, and hold true. I'll let you read through those yourself. And I mentioned some of our board members who are on the call this evening, just to let you know, we are governed by a board of directors. And as I said, we have recently added three new members to our board. We have Dr. Gwendolyn Dawkins from Jackson State University, Dr. Desmond Delk from Langston University, and Dr. Joan Grossman from the University of Scranton. So all of our board members are also serve as chapter advisors at their college or university. We have one board member, Dr. Deb Berkey, who is a retired faculty member and has been long serving the Phi Epsilon Kappa fraternity. So in summary, this is what our board structure looks like at this time. And our executive committee, which is comprised of the executive director, treasurer, president, past president, and president-elect, excluding the executive director, all serve a 2-year term. So we kind of do a board restructuring every 2 years. So the first thing I want to talk about this evening is active chapters and share some information related to this. So we currently have about 70 active chapters throughout the United States. The board has set a goal. We have an ambitious goal to eventually get to 100. And we've been doing slow growth. As you know, the COVID years were tough. We were treading water and trying to keep chapters active during that time, but we've come out strong on the other end. We added 6 chapters last year, either through new chapter status or chapter reactivation. So if a chapter goes inactive, they can apply to become active again. I'm pleased to announce that already this semester, the board of directors has approved 3 new chapter petitions. One is Park University in Missouri, and this will be named the Iota Gamma chapter. One is in Park University Gilbert, which is going to be the Iota Delta chapter. And then we recently approved a new chapter at Virginia Tech University, which is going to be the Iota Epsilon chapter. So we're very excited. We generally set a goal for a 6 per year, which is 3 each semester. And I'm happy in September that we've already reached 3. So we'll see what holds for the rest of the year. So a question I get asked a lot, how do I maintain active chapter status? According to our bylaws that the board of directors have set, each chapter must induct at least 1 new member every 2 years. All right, so I will send out reminders to chapters if they are getting close to the inactive status. If I haven't heard from them for a while, if they've gone more than a year without inducting new members. You may ask, why do chapters go inactive? It's a variety of reasons. Sometimes faculty members leave or retire, and there's no successor appointed to take over. Sometimes student leadership changes, and they don't have new leadership in place, and as a result, sometimes chapters go inactive. So that's very important for the student leaders that are on the call. Please make sure you are training the next generation of leaders to take over for when you graduate so that the chapter is sustainable. So the next question is, how do I induct new members? All right, so I'm going to switch screens. And we're still using the PEK new member report. And this was sent out to all chapter advisors at the beginning of the semester. And it's the same form if you have it saved. Same form as last year. The fees have not changed from last year to this year as well. You see the fees on the left-hand side. So sometimes there's confusion. No matter who is being inducted, whether it's an undergraduate or graduate student, we refer to both as future professionals. It's one category. Or whether it's a professional membership, a faculty member, everyone pays the $20 initiation fee. And then you see the membership fee for professional members. It's $45 for a 2-year membership. And for future professionals, it's $25 for a 2-year membership. There is an option for a life membership, and there's 2 different price points, whether someone becomes a life member at the time of initiation or at one point after initiation. We do have a retired membership category, which is $20 for a 2-year membership. And then there's a couple of optional items, a fraternity pin and honor cords, which are both $15 and are not required. So the minimum fee for a student to join is $45, the $20 initiation fee, $25 2-year membership fee. Now, this should be the only time that chapters have to collect any money from students. Once they become a member of Phi Epsilon Kappa, they're in our member database. When their membership is about to expire, they will receive an automatic email with an option to renew their membership electronically with an invoice that can be paid via debit credit card. We also accept payment via Venmo, and we still accept checks through the mail as well. So when you're inducting, you can just let me know how you want to pay, and I will assist you with that. Also, chapters have the option, as many of you know, you can induct at any time. You're not limited to spring only or fall only. You can do 1 induction a year. You can do 1 each ceremony. That is up to each local chapter, how often they want to conduct a membership drive and do a new member induction ceremony. So that's a little bit about active chapters and what you need to do to stay active. Some information, some other questions I get, especially if we have any new chapters on here that are still outlining some of their own policy, procedures, criteria. We say a lot of chapters start or may be linked to a majors club. That's not required, but it's sometimes helpful to recruit students from a majors club. As many of you know, the history of our fraternity, we were originally founded in 1913 as a physical education fraternity. We have rebranded ourselves as a kinesiology fraternity. So any student majoring or minoring in a kinesiology related field would be eligible for membership. And membership can include undergraduate, graduate students, and faculty. The national the board of directors sets a minimum of a C average. Each chapter has the opportunity to increase that standard and raise those requirements. Individual chapters may require a service requirement. That's not something that is dictated from the national office, but that's something that is an option as well. We do need to have at least one faculty member serving as a chapter advisor. We do permit co-advisors, so some chapters do have two faculty members as well. And as I mentioned previously, I would ask the students to pass the torch, if you will, make sure you're training underclassmen to be able to assume leadership positions in your chapter as you are graduating. So as an example, I often use my own chapter. I serve as a chapter advisor at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. We are a Department of Kinesiology, Health, and Sports Science. We offer 4 programs: health and PE, athletic training, exercise science, and sport administration. We require a minimum of sophomore level status or graduate status. We require a minimum of a 3.0 overall GPA or a 3.25 in all of their major minor classes. And my chapter right now does not have a service requirement because we require each member to be an active member of one of our 4. So we have a majors club in each of those programs. So that since they do service activities as part of the majors club, I don't add additional service activities as part of PEK membership. However, in the past, we were a standalone organization at my university, and we did do some service-related activities. I think we did adopt a highway and some other local community, and I'll talk more about service projects in a moment. I want to mention to everyone, I know some of you participate in the awards process, some of you may not have, and I would encourage all of you. Our board of directors has worked hard since I've been executive director to streamline the award process, to do a better job of publicizing our awards. We have an endowment trust fund, which part of it is earmarked for awards. So we currently offer a couple of academic related awards, and one is the Dr. Jeffrey Vesely Memorial Scholarship Award. Those of you who have been chapter advisors for a while probably worked with Dr. Vesely. He was the previous executive director to me and had served for approximately 30 years. We created a Memorial Scholarship Award in his name. Each chapter is eligible to select one student to receive the Vesely Memorial Scholarship Award. We also have an academic achievement award called the Scholastic Achievement Certificate, and this is unlimited. So chapters can nominate as many students as they want that meet the criteria for that. We also have the R.R. Schreiber Distinguished Service Award. And same thing, that award, 1 per chapter can be nominated for that award. We give 1 Distinguished Chapter Advisor Award each year. And then we also have a Chapter Development Award, which is a monetary award to support local chapter projects. So the awards that have an asterisk by them have a monetary stipend associated with them. All of the information on the awards program, the criteria, can all be found on our website, www.phi-epsilon-kappa.org. There's an awards tab in the upper menu. You can click on that. It'll take you to the awards page. We can now submit nominations through the web page. We had a couple glitches. Last year was the first year we did that. I believe that I fixed those glitches, so hopefully it will work smooth this year. So 2 important dates to remember with our awards. February 2nd of next year is the deadline to submit award applications. So it takes us time. We have the award program has grown each year. So it takes us time for the awards committee to review and then put together the PowerPoint presentation for the virtual award ceremony, which this year will be held on April 24th. So plenty of reminders will be sent out about those dates. The website's been updated to reflect those dates. So please consider nominating worthy individuals from your chapter, especially if you've not participated in the award program in the past. Also, another reminder that the fraternity publishes the Physical Educator Journal. We started publishing this journal in 1940, and we work with Sagamore Venture Publishing as our publisher. We publish research-based articles in kinesiology-related fields. We put out a minimum of 4 issues per year. It's been more like 6 the last few years. Dr. Thomas Sawyer is our editor, and every member is going to be receiving login instructions soon to be able to access the electronic archive. So this is being built into the members only section of the website. So everyone will receive an individual email on how to log into the members only section of the website. And then once in there, there'll be directions on how to access the electronic archives of the physical educator. So this is one of the benefits that come along with membership. As far as professional development, the board of directors have planned a few activities this year. So in November, on November 1st, we will be conducting a professional career path workshop. We did this last fall and it was very well received. I received some real positive feedback from chapter advisors on behalf of their students that participated. So basically what we do with this, we solicit professionals in different kinesiology disciplines, exercise science, athletic training, health and PE, etc. And students, we introduce each professional, and then we have breakout rooms, and students can go into rooms of their choice and interact with that professional. And the professionals will talk to them about internships and career opportunities in their field. So again, very well received, something that we wanted to do again this year. In the spring semester, February 14th, we will host a leadership development workshop. We usually bring in a speaker that talks about leadership in our field. And then on April 12th, we are going to celebrate Founders Day. More information will be sent out regarding that. And then I'm excited to report, at least at this preliminary stage, the fraternity is planning on hosting and sponsoring a podcast, which is tentatively titled Leadership in Kinesiology. It's going to kind of be a spinoff of the Professional Career Path workshop, where the guests that are being interviewed podcast style on the podcast are going to be practitioners in different kinesiology related fields. So very excited. Stay tuned for more information coming out about the podcast. We also are developing partnerships with other kinesiology related organizations. So this is new for us. We have one partner that we've signed a partnership agreement with so far, and it's a newer organization. It's called the National Academy of Health and Physical Literacy. You see their website there. So the benefit for the fraternity for these professional partnerships, it allows our members, especially our future professionals, to see other organizations. We get some publicity. The partnership agreement, for example, we will put their logo and link to their website on our website, and they do the same for us. And then we'll do the same in our journal, and they'll put our logo and website in their journal. So it's a way to establish some professional relationships with other organizations. So I will say to any chapter advisor who's on the call this evening or who listens to this recorded, if you're involved with any other kinesiology related organization and would be willing to facilitate some discussions regarding professional partnership, please reach out to me and let me know. I will talk to you individually, but that's something that we are ready to actively pursue. So a couple more items to finish this up here. There were a lot of pictures on social media last year. I traveled to a number of different conferences and exhibited and presented on behalf of the fraternity. And I think some students and faculty members saw some of the pictures on social media and asked some questions. So one question that I got, we have created a new design for our charter. I don't know, some of you, your fraternity chapters were formed many, many years ago, may or may not even have a chapter, or maybe you have, or a charter, I should say, hanging in your school somewhere. But we designed a new design. So every new chapter and every reactivated chapter gets a new charter. So I've been asked about it. This is the cost that the printer has. It's really nice frame charter. I think it, even though our old charter is historic, I think this is a more modern and nicer look to be able to display at your university. So the printer sells it unframed or framed. If you're interested, just reach out to me and we can arrange payment and we'll get it shipped directly to you. And ditto the same thing for the plaque. So when your chapter was originally installed, you should have received one of these plaques to use at your university when you conduct ceremonies. So some chapters have either misplaced theirs or said that they've never received. So I still have a supply. When Dr. Vesely passed the torch to me, I inherited some boxes of plaques. The supply is getting lower, but I still have some. And when the supply gets low, we're going to have to redesign. I have no idea who the vendor was that created these. So, but if you want one, $25, and I'll ship that directly to you if that's something you're interested in. And then the last thing, we did this last spring, and we're going to continue and do it once each semester. We're going to run an apparel sale. So look, by the end of this week, early next week, I'll send out a link and post a QR code to our social media sites, various items if you're interested. I know some chapters do this on their own, with their own vendor, and that's perfectly acceptable. I get asked that question as well. You don't need permission from the national office to be able to use the logo and the letters or anything like that. So you are welcome to do that on your own if you choose as well. So finally, to wrap things up, just to give our student leaders some ideas. Sometimes I get asked when I present at conferences about ideas for chapters and activities that chapters can engage in. I've been informed of a whole host of activities. Some chapters within the same state or neighboring colleges or universities actually get together for a face-to-face social event or virtually. So that can be a networking type thing. Some chapters do some charitable service activities and do fundraising and make charitable donations via community service, as I said, social event. Some have collaborated with other organizations. I know a lot of chapters are involved with Special Olympics and will host Special Olympic events or on their campus or be involved or send students to be volunteers in Special Olympics events. Different charity walks, how they have all these, 1 mile, 5K for cancer and Alzheimer's and all that. So a lot of chapters have been involved in those types of activities as well. So send me your ideas. I really would like to put a section on the website at some point listing, some examples of community service activities that our members, our chapters are involved in. Ditto for pictures. I'm always looking for social media content. I am the only paid employee of our organization. Everyone else, all of our board members are volunteers. So I run the website. I handle all the orders for new member materials, conduct a lot of the new chapter installations, and I also do the social media. So I'm always looking for social media content. So I love getting pictures from your initiations, from your community service projects. If you look at our social media, we have a lot of pictures posted from years past. So we do have a Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. We have a YouTube channel where I'll put recordings of videos like this on there as well. So again, I'm always looking for social media content to post. So if you would like to share, please let your students know and send me anything, and I'd be glad to post it. So that's all the information that I had this evening to share with you. I'll open the floor if anyone has any specific questions or comments. While we're all together, I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. Let me double check and make sure no questions in the chat. So if there are no questions, that's all I have. Any of my board members, anything I missed, or any board members, anything you would like to add for the good of our group this evening?
You do an amazing job, David. Thank you.
Thank you. President Hickey, did I cover it?
Yeah, I think that covered it. Great job. And I just wish everyone a great academic year, a great fall semester. And we're excited to get going.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm going to
I see a question in the chat. I'll be glad to send out a copy of the presentation. I also have another one that I use. I'll send both out to chapter advisors. I call it Phi Epsilon Kappa 101. You might want to use it to recruit students who may not be familiar with the organization, but I'll send both PowerPoints and a link to this recording tonight out to all the chapter advisors, as I said, for a benefit of those who are not able to join this evening. We schedule a lot of these events for 8 p.m. Eastern, since we have people in different time zones. The nature of our profession, we have so many students that are athletes and evening activities and classes, it's almost impossible to pick a time that works for everyone. So I think that's why we'll continue to record things, and people can check it out if they're interested. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I wish everyone a successful academic year. Please reach out to me. That PEK admin email address comes directly to me. I am the admin. So if you have any questions at any point, I will be glad to answer. You're also welcome to reach out to any of the board members as well. There may be some that are in your geographic area, neck of the woods. All right. Have a good evening. Thank you.